Hey y'all, it's Nerdydollgirl again here. So today's video I thought I would do is some vintage dolls and toys from my childhood. I grew up in, in my opinion, some of the best toy era, the 1980s. We had so many awesome toys to remember, and I'm just really grateful that I had the ability to grow up with these kind of awesome toys. As you can see some of them in the background that I have. I don't have all of the toys that I had when I was growing up. I really tried to keep as many as I could. Unfortunately, some of my toys got given away and thrown out by my parents. But I do have quite a few from then that I've had or I've re-picked up. So I'm just gonna start by showing you guys some of the ones that I have. Now, when I was a kid, I didn't have a whole lot of friends, and so I spent a lot of my time alone in my room playing with my toys, and they were really special to me, and they were like little people that I could play with and talk to and stuff. So they've always been really special to me. As I've gotten older, I have gotten rid of some because it's just overwhelming, the amount of stuff that you can collect over your lifetime, especially when you're a collector like me. And sometimes that's been really good and a positive thing, and then other times it's really hard. I had a collection of China dolls when I was growing up that I loved so much, but when I got older and I started collecting other dolls, I kind of they sat on a shelf and they never got played with, and I was like, it'd be really nice for another little girl or little boy to have these. So I donated them to a local charity here that I often go to and buy stuff and everything. And I thought, okay, well, this is a great way to give back to them. Unfortunately, the next time that I went, I found some of my dolls there, and they had broken arms, and they just were not treated properly, and it broke my heart. So it's hard when you give away stuff that was important to you as a child, and then it doesn't seem to be valued by other people. But I still think it was the right thing to do, just to downsize my collection. But anyways, I just want to start by showing you guys some of the dolls and toys that I had as a kid. Obviously, you guys can see right away. If you guys don't know what this is and who this is a My Child doll. I've had her since I was, I'm gonna say 5 or 6. She is they're just beautiful dolls. You can see she's starting to pucker a little bit, but they're made out of like really soft felt like material. I'm not sure if it's actual felt or just like a material that kind of feels like felt. But she actually looks like what I looked like when I was a little girl. I had the blonde hair and everything. So she was my favorite doll, and I played with her and took her everywhere. And nowadays they're extremely hard to find, and they tend to be worth a lot of money, but I will never ever get rid of her because she's just always been very special to me. Yeah, so I think I called her Andrea, but I'm not 100% sure. So that's my little My Child. And then another one that I spent a lot of time with my dolls, so a lot of them I played with a lot, and it's kind of funny because my child is in actually pretty good condition for the age and the fact that I play with her so much. Most of my other ones, not so much. like my Cabbage Patch doll. So I remember when these came out, and my sister and I really wanted them for Christmas, and it was like when they first came out, so they were super hard to get, and like I know that quite a number of parents had to stand in line for a long period of time, and then they didn't have enough, and they're, you know, all sorts of shenanigans happened. And my mom, she actually sat outside of Kmart with the lawn chair at like 4 in the morning, and then when she got there, she needed to get 2, because one for me and one for my sister. And again, because we had the dirty blonde hair, she wanted to get, you know, specifically a blonde one. And I know she wanted to get one with blue eyes for me, but she did get one with green eyes, but because I have blue eyes, so she wanted to get one that was blonde and blue-eyed. But she said that when she got into the store, that she was able to grab one, and then she went to grab another one, and this lady tried to punch her out for it. Suffice to say, my mom did get the doll, but that's the kind of craziness that happens. And I know that you know, it's kind of like that nowadays. For some of the toys that you want to get for your kids, it's just so impossibly hard, and then the people who can actually get it, they will sell them for like triple the amount. Well, I don't know if they would have done that in the 80s, maybe through like the newspaper and stuff, but now with the internet, it's just crazy. So there's my Cabbage Patch, and then we have the Hug-a-Bunch, my Hug-a-Bunch. These were adorable little creatures, and there's actually a movie that's really hard to find that I had, and it's all about them and this little adventure, and I don't know, it was just such a cute little set of stories. And there was books you could buy, and I think there might have been a TV show, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know there was a movie. And if you can go and try and find that, it's pretty awesome. And it's cool because they actually have them like puppets, so it really, when I was growing up, it was like really real to me. It's a little bit scary too, so it was just a really awesome movie. Now normally they came with a little baby, but I don't know where mine went, so just have her. And then I have my Strawberry Shortcake Kisses. She'd actually blow kisses to you, and if you smell it, it kind of still smells like strawberries, so that was really neat. Now I can't remember what these guys were called, but I actually got her when I went to Disney World as a kid, and they were like stuffies that had like, so there's the bear, but she was like a butterfly bear. So she has like the little flowers on her antennas, and then the butterfly wings. And then they had like a moose that was part dolphin or part some sort of sea creature. And there was a bumblebee, lion, and the Wuzzles. I think it was the Wuzzles. So yeah, I have my Wuzzle. And then if you probably know what this is because they actually came out with a new series. I have not watched it, but it's a Popple, and this was my favorite one, this little girl. And again, there was a movie, so you can watch that too. I love that the 80s had all these really, like, it was very, the 80s seemed to be like the 50s in the fact that children were really celebrated, and there was a lot more stuff to do with, you know, cartoons and toys for us. So we certainly had our pick of shows and cartoons and stuff to watch. This little one is called Just Friends, and a little doggy. Now I don't know if this was from a show or what, but I know that they were pretty popular, and I really wanted one. Ah! Oh no! There goes my Zoom Zooms. As you can see, I still love stuffed animals. So I am collecting my Zooms. I will pick those up in a minute. Of course, you have to have had a Raggedy Ann. And my Raggedy Ann was very well loved. And she would go outside and play in the mud with me and play in the dirt. And just, I mean, how could you not love Raggedy Ann? She was just perfect for playing with. And she's got her little I love you heart. So, and then I had a lot of bears. I loved bears, stuffed bears. This was my grumpy bear. He was obviously a grumpy guy. And, but I loved him. And I have some more bears. This is actually from my husband. This was my first present he gave me. It's a little stuffed gorilla in a leather coat and hat. Oh, and then here's another one of my little dollies. But as you can see, I just love stuffies, stuffed bunnies, more stuffed bears. And Wrinkle Dog. Hello. So lots and lots of stuffies. When I was growing up, I was sick a lot. I had various things. I had childhood epilepsy and had to have a lot of testing done for that. And I had mono for 6 months when I was grade 6. So I was at the hospital a lot. So my mom actually bought me this little stuffed bear. Whoops, I'm just throwing everything everywhere. To go around with me and kind of be there when I'm in the hospital. And then she got me this little one to carry around with me when I couldn't bring my big one. Oh, and then this little girl, she is from a book. And I can't remember what the book was, but I loved it. And she was obviously well loved. She lost an arm. So those are some of my childhood stuffed animals and dolls. Definitely if you guys were born in the 80s, you can probably watch this and be like, wow, yeah, I had that, or I still remember those, or whatever. But it's really nice to have those things, or even just re-get those things, just to have nice little reminders of like the happy parts of childhood. Because I didn't have a very happy childhood, but my toys always still make me feel nostalgic. They were what I kind of put myself into when everything else was bad. I wanted to show you guys something exciting that I found. So, obviously when I was growing up, I had a really hard childhood, and there was a lot of difficult things. But my parents, they always were very generous with their money, and they would buy us dolls and toys and stuff like that. That was never a problem. So I cannot complain about that. But when I was growing up, there was a girl one of my neighbors, and she had these things called seawees. And so it's spelled Seawee, I think. And they were little mermaids. And I remember going over to her house and being so envious because she had them and I wanted them so bad and I didn't know where to get them. And I asked my parents for them for my birthday and for Christmas, but like they were just impossible to get. And then so I think it was last week, excuse me, I was at, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I was at a secondhand store and I actually found some. Now I have to wash them still, so they are dirty, but so here's one. And here's another one. And it's so funny because like even at my age, I'm like, I see them, I'm like, yes, I finally have them. It's funny the stuff that we remember as a kid that, you know, sticks with us. So yeah, that's just some of my collection. I'm also going to point out stuff that I didn't have as a kid, but I think you guys would find interesting. Obviously, if you guys don't know who Hayao Miyazaki is and Studio Ghibli, then look them up and you've got to watch their movies because they are just incredible. And one of my favorite ones of them is called Ponyo, and she's actually a little fish that turns into a human. I love mermaids, and I love things like where you're under the sea and then you turn into a human, apparently. But I was actually able to get a little stuffed Ponyo when she's like going through the change from being a fish to a human. So she's in the in-between stage right now. And then I want to show you guys this cool doll because not a lot of people know about them. And she's actually one of the first ball jointed fashion dolls that were not like porcelain, like child dolls, like sorry, my brain is, I've lost this train of thought. But like antique, French antique dolls that are like little girl dolls that you dress up and everything that were ball jointed. She's actually the first that I've found fashion BJD kind of thing, ball jointed doll. And she's from the 50s and 60s, I believe. And she's called a Dollykins. And I used to have more than one, but with getting into the ball jointed dolls, Asian ball jointed dolls, I sold a lot of them. But this girl is the last one I have. And she's just really cool, and she's like 1950s, 1960s look to her. And she's literally able to make all sorts of poses. She's very poseable. So I love having a collection of, I'm literally just going to throw everything off my shelf at this point. So yeah, I love having a collection of all these different stuffies and dolls and everything, and it's just nice to have and reminisce about, you know, your past and learn from the things that were before. So I hope you guys like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hopefully I will be back soon with another video. Thank you guys for all your likes and comments, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.